And welcome back to the 101 Things Under the Sun podcast. I am BrownieBits, your host, and with me, as always, is the old man who is everybody's favorite. Old Man Hoodrich, how are you?
Huh? Oh, that's what we're doing right now. Sorry, I forgot.
It's all good.
Okay, y'all caught me unawares. But I'm ready to go. Ready to go. That might have been a little embarrassing. But I don't care about myself, so.
Yeah. Embarrassing or not, oh well. Speaking of embarrassment, that's what we're going to be talking about today. Yay!
Mm-hmm. See, that's another masterful intro.
Yes, it is.
From the old man.
Mm-hmm.
BrownieBits would not have been able to pull that off.
No. It would have gotten awkward and embarrassing for...
It would have just... You'd have fumbled the ball on the 1 yard line.
Mm-hmm. Basically.
You've barely mastered segues, so we're not going to rush it too much into anything else here.
Eventually, I'll get it down.
Well, yeah, hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully.
It's like a toddler learning to ride a bike. We're just going to see how many times you fall off before you actually stay upright.
Yeah, I've skinned my knee a couple of times. So, but yeah, that's what we're doing today. I'm excited. I'm excited to hear what could possibly embarrass the old man over here, because I have yet to find an instance where he's been embarrassed. So
yeah, I don't care about much anymore. Actually, I don't care about anything. But this was before that.
Ah, okay.
Before
okay.
that. But what we're gonna do, obviously, talk about some embarrassing things for us, and then we'll just give you a rundown of typically embarrassing moments.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we'll talk some embarrassing movies or something. The typical high school.
Yeah.
Good embarrassing scenes.
Oh,
or,
yeah.
Or some shit like that. And as usual, we'll wrap it up with some dad jokes, riddles, and then whatever else we have in store for you. That
sounds like a great plan.
And I guess I'll go ahead and get the ball rolling for you guys this week here. Way back. Get in your time machines for this one, ladies and gents. So if you go way back to, I was probably like 10 or 12 at this time, on vacation with my family in Washington, D.C. And we were at the National Navy Memorial. It's like a big water fountain. Like, it's got a fountain, like water, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like, all dedicated to the Navy. So this is still, it's early in the day, just after lunch. We weren't going to, that was the last thing we were doing downtown, and then afterwards we were just going to go home. And maybe do one other, like, little sightseeing tour before we going back to where we were staying. And me and, all my infinite wisdom of 10 or 12 years old, somewhere around there, the daredevil inside me decides to walk up on the ledge that holds all the water into the fountain.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm walking, I kind of did my own thing. My family's away, like in the same park area, but nobody can directly see me. So I'm off on my own, and then I slip and fall in. Totally drenched. I get out, walk around the little bush corner thing,
mm-hmm.
and my mom sees me, and she's just like, "Max, what happened?" I was like, "I fell in the fountain." And she's like, "Well, I guess we got to go home then." So we were going to go get dessert.
Oh, man.
So I essentially ruined the ice cream field trip we were having after that. And then on the way back, we took a bus, which I stood on. We were the only people on the bus. My parents wouldn't let me sit down because I would have got the seats wet.
Yeah.
Then we rode the subway. I stood on the subway. just puddle of water dripping off of me on the subway. As a kid, I was one of the subway people, I guess.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's a revelation I've just now made in my life. I was a child subway person.
Well, you should get an award for that, because that takes talent.
Nope, I'll pass. Respectfully decline.
Okay.
And then after we got off the subway, we took the hotel shuttle back to the hotel, and I had to stand on that.
Yeah.
And we were the only people there.
Of course. Because you can't get the seats wet.
Mm-mm. No, I was drenched head to toe. This was like a half-hour trip.
Mm-hmm.
I did not dry at all.
Oh my gosh. So you were just soaked.
Yeah. No, it was like I jumped into the deep end of a pool.
Mm-hmm.
Just totally submerged.
Oh man, that would be embarrassing for.
And also, second, it wasn't really so much embarrassing as it was frightening for me. But some people would be like, "Oh, I'd be devastated if this happened to me." Same trip, except we were on our way at this point into Washington, D.C. And we'd stopped in Pennsylvania, and we were at Gettysburg. And in the town of Gettysburg, in downtown, there's a little fake... Oh, it's not fake. There's an outhouse.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, hey, that's cool. I'm going to go check it out. You know, because it said functioning outhouse.
Yeah.
Whatever. So I opened the door, and there was a robotic dummy in there. So whenever you open the door, his head is like tilted down. His head tilts up and says, "Hey, I'm using this." Startled the bejesus out of me.
Mm-hmm.
And frightened the shit out of me. But for most people, that'd be like, "Oh shit, I'm so embarrassed. I walked in on somebody taking a deuce." I don't care. It's called nature. Everybody does it.
Yeah.
So what if I made you feel uncomfortable? Shit happens. See what I did there?
I see exactly what you did there.
Mm-hmm.
Great. So, I grew up kind of this band geek and theater nerd. And so I was always like in front of people performing. And then I kind of translated that into my real life. So even going back into like high school and junior high, I don't really remember anything that was like embarrassing, you know?
Okay, then let me ask you this. Did you ever have something happen to you that you feel like would cause embarrassment for others? Like if something that happened to you, but if it happened to that same exact situation happened to somebody else, would they be embarrassed by it? I also have one of those moments.
Yeah.
I just didn't care.
Yeah.
But other people would be like, "Oh God, I'm ruined." That might be a little extreme, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah. I guess one thing would be my sophomore year of high school. If I'm remembering this correctly, I was actually in The Wizard of Oz, and I was a Munchkin, but I was the tallest Munchkin because in the actual play and the book, the reason that the Tin Man got turned into a Tin Man is because he actually was in love with a Munchkin maiden, and they actually had a child together. It wasn't in the movie; it was in the book and the theater play. So the Wicked Witch of the East found out about it, and so to punish him, she turned him into the Tin Man, because he was a regular man lumberjack, which I think they kind of hint at.
Well, yeah, because he's got an axe.
Yeah, but yeah, so he was a regular man, human male. So Wicked Witch of the East did not approve of that, and when she found out, but she did not find out about the child. She only found out about the relationship. But I was that child. Well, we had...
so you had sex with the Tin Man?
No, I did not. I was the product. I was the child of the Munchkin maiden.
Okay.
So it made sense that I was tall, but I was always bending down to make it seem like I was shorter and that type of stuff.
That was supposed to be a joke, by the way.
Yeah.
Just give me the points.
You get the points. Ding, ding, ding. You get the points. Now, so we had some of the teachers at the school. They had their kids in the play too, because we needed some more Munchkins to fill out the cast. Well, they had two of those kids be part of the Lollipop Guild. Well, they needed one more, and I was that one more. And because I towered over these kids, what they had me do was when we got up right as we were swaying, standing straight up, swaying, and then right before we started singing, I would drop down to my knees. And after that, because I had the microphone on me, so they had to sing loud, but I was the main voice. Well, I think it was either the first show or the dress rehearsal. I started singing, and then my voice cracked. And it was blatantly obvious. And I guess it worked out really well because it was kind of a play. We were playful, and all that. So, and if you think about it, they were, younger munchkins. So that's a very real possibility. So I just went with it, yeah, whatever. The crowd seemed to enjoy it. I was like, okay, cool. But it just didn't really. I guess I could feel like...
It didn't faze you.
Yeah, it didn't faze me. I guess personally I could feel like that would be an embarrassment to some people.
Yeah, especially if you're up on the stage.
Yeah.
It takes a certain kind of person to just be up there in general.
Yeah. And we were performing when that happened. It was in front of a live audience. Like I said, I don't know if it was the Thursday dress rehearsal where we had, the staff from the school come in and watch, or if it was the first night of the play.
No, that's fair.
But I mean, it was in front of a live
audience. Same kind of deal.
Yeah.
So for me, the story I was alluding to earlier. So for work one day, doing some field visits, went all the way down to South Florida. A couple hour drive from where we were. Got out of the truck to look at some stuff. 7 o'clock in the morning. Okay, no, not a big deal. Move on with the day. Fast forward to about maybe 12 or 12:30, somewhere around there. We're out at another spot, and this is the first time we'd been out of the truck since that first time we stopped. Everything else we were just able to pull off to the side of the road and do from there. So we're walking around and looking at some stuff, and we're at a service plaza for the turnpike. So it's just like a rest stop.
Yeah.
They have restaurants and that kind of stuff, gas stations. And, we're on the side of the road, and everybody's just driving past and waving at me and being very merry. Well, I'm like, whatever. I'm not that cheerful of a person right now. This is like day 4 for me of 13-hour days. Yeah. I am not cheerful right now. Yeah, go fuck yourself. Don't wave at me. Yeah. But this is going on and on. And then it gets real narrow where we were because a big old ditch next to us. So I'm walking in front of my buddy, and my buddy's like, Max, you got a split in your pants. It was, and when I say split, it was ripped. Yeah. Right on the ass crack. From just below the belt line. All the way to halfway up the little thing for the crotch. Yeah. So it was just wide open. Wide open, hanging out. Thank God I'm not one of those weirdos who goes commando. Yeah. And my buddy's like, Max, this thing is massive. How are you not feeling like a breeze or anything? I was like, there hasn't been a breeze all day. And then, lo and behold, 10 minutes later, it's breezy out. Yeah. And I was just like, there it is. Hello.
I can tell a difference.
That's a little breezy. And then, so at that point, we had finished up our stuff. And we're like, well, it's time for lunch. I was like, a lot of people ain't going to be appetized after seeing this. I walked straight into the food court. And there's just hundreds of people there. Or something like that. I'm just standing in line. The guy behind me was totally appalled that I had the gall.
Oh man!
Well, I don't care, man. My ass ain't hanging out.
Yeah, who cares?
I got drawers. Fuck it.
It's not hurting him. Oh man, that's great. Yeah, that could be embarrassing for somebody.
I didn't care. I was working. These people don't know me. I don't know them. I ain't never gonna see them again.
Exactly.
In my life.
Yeah. If you do, then oh well.
My buddy makes fun of me for walking around the turnpike with ripped pants. That was a work joke. They know. Who cares?
There you go. Yeah. Well, could be worse. Could be heck of a lot worse. So.
That's very true. I could have got shot.
You could have gotten shot. That may escalate the situation there, but that is a heck of a lot worse. Yeah.
Wear some totally unripped pants. That's a totally unreal situation, but anything's possible in this life.
Yeah. Especially now. But yeah, if any of you guys listening out there in the 101 universe, and you guys have some embarrassing stories of yourself or of your friends, feel free to just leave them in the comments below or shoot us text or not text, tweet.
Yeah, I am not putting my number out on the interweb.
No.
Oh, no.
No. Tweet us, which we can be found on Twitter at 101 Under the Sun is our podcast. And at My Goods Are Rich. And then for myself, it's at BrownieBits 450.
So you know where to find us on the interwebs now.
Yeah, exactly. So feel free to hit us up on there, follow us. I know old man over here does a pretty good job of sending out some pretty juicy tweets.
And starting soon, we're going to be live tweeting some Who's Line stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Since the new season premiered. I did a little bit of it last week, so be on the lookout for that. Maybe it's up your alley. If not, whatever. It is what it is. But hey, we talked a little bit about us, and I think we're going to give you a rundown on maybe some situations we think are like the top most embarrassing things that could ever happen to somebody.
Yeah.
So, for me, one of the things that I think a normal person would be quite embarrassed about would be, like in high school, bending over, pick up your books, pants just split.
Yep. Or
pardon me.
Or the ever televised on almost every high school movie, you forget your pants one day. Where
how do you do that?
I don't know. My always thought was like maybe you put your pants somewhere when changing for gym or whatever, or you forgot to bring a change of pants. One way or the other.
I'd rather be known as the stinky guy than the guy that forgot his fucking pants.
Yeah, true.
Because one is just like, oh, I forgot my pants, so I had to wear my gym clothes. The other guy's like, damn, dude, you're stupid. You walked around without pants on. That's a distinct difference there.
Oh, yeah. I know one thing, and every athlete strives to not be on this, but any play that's on the not top 10 is pretty embarrassing, especially for the professional athletes. But
I'd say that.
My all-time favorite play, I don't know if they ever showed it on a not top 10, but my all-time favorite play was I think it was the playoffs, but the home run where it bounced off the outfielder's head and went over the wall.
Oh God, that'd be terrible.
I can't remember who it was. I mean, he had a pretty decent career
and probably a pretty hard head.
Oh yeah. He was kind of known for some doping,
Yeah, could be a lot of people.
But yeah,
and also actually speaking of athletes and not top 10, are we going to talk about J.R. Smith?
Oh yes,
Good Lord!
Oh my gosh, and the internet ripped him apart.
Well, what doesn't the internet rip people apart for nowadays?
They did not rip apart Harambe. He escalated to God status.
Somebody shot him.
They did rip apart the zoo.
Yeah.
Obviously.
How do you rip apart somebody that got shot?
Okay.
Yes. After I said that, I realized what I said, and I'm just like, we might get some hate on that. Might get some hate on that. But, we don't touch that kind of shit.
Yeah. Another really interesting... Now, obviously, if they were still alive, they would be embarrassed. But the some of the stuff on 1,000 Ways to Die... Did you ever watch that TV show? Mm-hmm. Yeah, some of the stuff on 1,000 Ways to Die, I feel like people would be embarrassed after the fact if they had survived. Like,
I'm trying to think of some of the best ones I've seen.
one of my favorite ones, I actually remember reading about this one in the paper. But these two guys were just drinking in a kiddie pool, just drinking. And one friend kept asking for cigarettes, to bum cigarettes. And the other dude just got pissed off and annoyed. So he's like, you know what? We're going to try this thing. Loaded up a shotgun with the ton of cigarettes in the barrel. And just shot him. And actually killed him with cigarettes.
When you first started this story, I was like, you know what? He's going to ruin sitting and drinking in the kiddie pool for me. Or at least attempt to. But I'm glad it didn't go that way.
No, I would never ruin that because that is a fun-ass time.
Mm-hmm. But I do think on one of the episodes, this guy farted and killed himself.
Yes.
Like, how, like... I feel bad for the guy writing that obituary.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, you know, how this guy... He farted and killed himself. That'd be terrible.
That would be terrible.
I'm surprised I'm not dead if that's the case.
Oh, man. Yeah, there's some interesting stuff on there for sure.
Another one I will say, like, just embarrassing moments in general. Falling down the stairs.
Yeah.
Falling down the stairs like an escalator or something. You know, like your pants get caught on the escalator, like little thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're trying to go off and you just go... So you end up face planting and ripping your shirt or your pants. So that's like a double whammy.
Oh, yeah. That would be embarrassing. Especially in front of a bunch of people. You know, if it was a very busy mall and that happened, yeah, it would be pretty embarrassing. So, it's definitely something that I feel everybody, or most people would be. Mm-hmm. I don't want to say everybody because I'd probably get up and fucking klutz. Mm-hmm. Just go about my day.
I wouldn't care. As long as I don't get in trouble for, like, having, like, if I did, you know, totally, like, destroyed my outfit or clothing, I don't get in trouble for, you know, public indecency or anything like that.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, no, fuck that. It's not my fault. Leave me the hell alone. Your
escalator ate my pants.
God, I want to be in that argument once. Nah, that's a new life goal. We need to get my pants stuck in a goddamn escalator just so I can argue with somebody about how it's not my fault that I'm not wearing pants in a mall.
I feel like this is going to be a new show. 101 road trips.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know if I'm ready to sign that. We gotta get waivers or something for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got. I don't know. I'm ready for that. That's a lot of work.
That's like Jackass, only not as. We don't try as hard as them.
Yeah. Yeah. That's yeah. Don't try that hard.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Yeah. Especially, you know, getting a jacket or something caught in the elevator door. Where it's
I don't know that I've ever seen that happen.
I don't think I've ever seen it happen. I've seen it, like, obviously TV shows and movies have done that.
Yeah.
But I don't think I've ever seen it happen IRL. Mm-hmm. So.
No, but I have seen somebody's shirt get eaten by an escalator. That's why I brought it up.
Wow.
It was quite entertaining.
I bet it was.
This guy was fighting with the escalator for a little bit about getting his clothes back. Because, like, he noticed it, like, 3/4 of the way up. Oh. Because he went from leaning on one rail to leaning on the other. And his shirt never followed. Came with. So he was, like, desperately trying to before, you know, it went all the way down and around.
Yeah. Oh, man. Yeah.
Yeah, because, I mean, even falling down the stairs in high school, that'd be like a death warrant for some people.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Because they wouldn't be able to live with themselves. Like, oh, what the fuck? Okay, so what? You're a klutz. Who gives a shit?
You know, in high schools, they have... Well, most high schools don't have them anymore. But when I was, you know, the older style of the high schools had the double doors with the bar through the middle.
Oh, God.
A lot of them don't have that anymore.
Yeah, I know. But that's a safety hazard.
Yeah. Walk in right into that thing.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, because, I mean, when you would walk into school, like, for me, you'd walk into school, and then those doors would just be, like, sort of propped open. And then, like, if you got stuck in the middle, you were... Either you just got pushed up against the damn thing and Like, oh, or like you just were talking to your friend and then boom, straight into the pole. Mm-hmm. That's also pretty like.
Yeah.
If you're just walking on the street, like walking into a light pole or a
Yeah.
stop sign or some random thing that you don't, because you're not paying attention, you're just like, da, 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 boing.
I have walked into a tree before.
God, I don't know. That doesn't surprise me at all.
It wasn't like a huge tree, but it was, big enough to where...
Get the job done?
Oh, yeah, yeah. Well, I went full legs and full arm, like cartoon style into it.
So you're a tree hugger.
Yeah, basically.
Bastard. I don't want to host a podcast with a tree hugger. Fuck.
But, yeah, so that... well, I used to walk into the metal bar on purpose. What you would do...
Why?
No, it would be a joke. I wouldn't actually, like, hit my head. So what you would do, as you would get real close to it, you have to get really close to it with your face. But you would kick the very bottom of it so it ring and sound like, your face hit it. And then you throw your head back. And then you instantly put your hand up to your face and just rub your head. And it creates that up and down, like, red mark on your forehead. Mm-hmm. So it looks like you actually ran into it. And everybody, I'd do that for fun. I thought that was hilarious.
So you were known as the kid who deliberately ran into poles.
Most people did not know I deliberately did.
Oh, okay, then let me rephrase what I actually meant. You were known as the kid who, on numerous occasions, walked into a pole like a dumbass.
Yes. God. It wasn't all the time. It would just be times where there was a large group of people, and we were all talking, and it was easy.
So when everybody is like, oh, well, I wonder who this guy is high school. Oh, yeah, this guy runs into a fucking pole every other week. That's what you were known as. Jeez, man, that's weird.
I was also the one of the teacher's sons, so nobody made fun of me.
Oh, so they had to pass you along.
Yeah,
so the brain damage didn't register.
No,
they just passed you along.
They just passed me along.
Okay, makes sense.
That's why I'm here at the retirement home right now, because I can't live on my own.
God, they're sending retards to come keep me company nowadays, guys. God, what's this world coming to? You gotta care for your elders. You gotta care for your elders.
At least I'm entertaining sometimes.
Not to look at.
Well, you don't have to look at me.
I wish I was blind.
Oh, ow.
I didn't hit you.
You hit me where it counts. No.
Golly. Okay, we need to get off of this.
Oh, man. So
what's your favorite, like, embarrassing moment you've ever seen, like, on a TV show or movie? Any form of entertainment, literature, or whatever.
One of them would have been actually Waterboy, where he's in class for the first time, and he said in there, I don't know if he necessarily was super embarrassed, but it was like it was framed as that. Yeah. But the teacher kept asking these questions, and he's, well, Mama says, and the teacher, Colonel Sanders.
Oh, yes, I remember that.
Colonel Sanders says, well, your mama clearly is not the smartest woman. And all the kids start laughing at him and all that. But that is one of my highlights. Or just anything in that situation where the kid that answers it is just way off. So I always enjoy that.
Shit. For me, I was going to bring up another Adam Sandler movie. And I can't remember if it was I think it was Little Nicky.
Okay.
Where he goes on a field trip with him to the park or whatever. And the kid pees himself.
Billy Madison.
That's Billy Madison. Mm-hmm. I can never remember which, because it's like...
Little Nicky is the
yeah, that's
devil.
where he's the dad.
No.
What the fuck am I thinking of then?
Little Nicky is, he's the devil, or one of the demons, and he gets brought up because one of the demons gets out. I haven't seen that one in a long time.
But Billy Madison is where he's slow, but he's going back to school.
He's going back to school to get
Okay,
the
so-
Madison hotel chain.
So then, which movie is where he adopts the kid or wants to?
Oh, that is Big Daddy.
Okay, I get the Big Daddy and the Billy
Yeah.
Madison mixed up. But yeah, the kid pees himself and he's just like, and then he just spins it, and then the granny's like, "Well, if peeing your pants is cool, call me Miles Davis."
That is the grossest thing I've ever heard.
See, and what I'm gonna say is, it's not embarrassing for the little kid; it's embarrassing for that granny, because she just admitted that she pees herself on the reg.
But she owned it.
Well, yeah, I mean,
She owned it.
and if you own something, it ain't embarrassing.
No. But
Other people can be embarrassed for you.
the typical though, like, because that does pop up in a lot of movies, the peeing your pants in public. Mm-hmm. So that would be definitely that's a pretty funny, embarrassing moment on on TV movies, on the entertainment spectrum. Mm-hmm. But well, I
think we pretty much run down this whole embarrassment train and beat it to the ground. But hey, we had some good laughs.
Yes,
so,
we did.
That's all we got in terms of new topics. Mm-hmm. Now we can return to our regular scheduled programming for you guys here. Mm-hmm. And I believe, unless BrownieBits has any objections, we can start off with some dad jokes and then go into riddles.
I am game for that.
Okay. First off, why is the word asparagus funny?
Why?
Kind of sounds like an Italian guy begging you not to kill somebody named Gus. Asparagus.
Yeah, that I'm never going to be able to see that vegetable again without thinking that. Mm-hmm. Hey, what is oh, I can't even remember.
You done fucked up twice now.
I can't. I'm drawing a blank as far as the name of
Motorcycle, based on your hands. Bicycle.
It's Frankenstein. Frankenstein's monster.
Okay.
What is his favorite cheese?
I don't know.
Monster cheese. Munster cheese.
God. I knew. I should have known it was going there.
That was courtesy of my father, actually. Wait, I picked that up because I do enjoy that cheese, and my dad's like, "Oh, you got the monster cheese, I see."
See, that was better than what you said.
Wow.
Okay, so this is a man talking to his doctor. Doctor, all 5 of my boys want to be valets when they grow up. He says shockingly. Doctor says, "Wow, that's the worst case of Parkinson's disease I've ever heard."
Oh my god.
Heard of.
Oh. Hey, what has 2 butts and kills people?
I don't know.
Assassin.
Ah.
Assassin.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Oh, also, I found my dad sent me a picture of myself earlier this week. He said, "This is why you should wear a condom."
If that's not a personality just destroyer, your whole livelihood just
Because he's just
flushed.
like, "This is why you should wear a condom." You don't want something like you to come into this world.
That would be something my dad would say to me. Oh man. Hey, so cop walks up. "Hey, I'm sorry to say this, sir, but it looks like your wife has been hit by a truck." Dad, "Yeah, but she has a great personality." The cop walks up. The cop says to the father in the situation, "It looks like your wife has been hit by a truck."
Oh, I didn't hear the looks. I just heard your wife has been hit by a truck.
Oh, looks.
Okay,
Yes.
okay. There we go. That was the disconnect. So I was like, why? Okay, makes sense now. Oh, I got a question for you. Is it wrong to hate an entire race? I think marathons are just too much running.
In that case, no. Oh man. So I do have to admit to you guys today that I do have a fear of speed bumps, but I'm slowly getting over them.
Moving on. Terminator decided to stop killing and take up an honest job. Now he's an exterminator.
My wife found out I was cheating on her. After she found all the letters I was hiding, she got so mad and said she's never playing Scrabble with me again.
That one's good. So, speaking of, the Lollipop Guild and, the short people, when the midgets landed on the moon, what did they say?
What?
That's one giant leap for us.
Yep. Oh man. So, the shovel was a groundbreaking invention.
Yes, it was.
And the broom swept the nation.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The rope bound us together. But vacuums suck.
That's good. That's good. Oh, by the way, I've recently come into some money.
Oh yeah?
However, it was quite awkward asking the cashier to hand it over.
Oh my gosh. Oh, did you hear about the farmer who was found dead in his chicken coop?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, police suspect foul play.
Classic foul humor. Did you hear about the archaeologist who accidentally destroyed his dig site?
Mm-mm.
His career's in ruins.
Oh man. 2 silkworms were in a race. Unfortunately, it ended in a tie.
Okay, I'll take that. I got 2 more. What does a rude Frenchman and a ruthless Englishman have in common?
What?
No mercy.
True.
Because mercy is what? Please in French? Yes, it is.
Yes. The sushi chef located the buzzing noise. It wasabi.
God. After I made a wasabi joke last week.
I had to continue that one.
They're pretty good, though.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
pretty good. Okay. My last joke for the week. If you do not keep up repayments to your exorcist, your house may be repossessed.
Yeah. You know why bullets are so bad?
Why?
Because they only do their job after they're fired.
Actually, no. I do have one more. This one's pretty good.
Okay.
So, last week, I told my niece to go get a phone book. She laughed at me and said, "Oh, well, you're just so old. Just use my phone." So I slammed her phone against the wall to kill a spider.
Yeah, that's a good one. All right.
Do you have any riddles for me this week?
I've got at least one.
Okay, I don't have any.
Okay.
As is usual nowadays.
Okay.
I go all in on the dad jokes now.
So this 5-letter word becomes shorter when you add 2 letters to it. What is the word?
This 5-letter word?
Mm-hmm.
Short.
Correct.
For all you listening out there, I had to spell short and figure out how many letters were in it before I answered.
The other cool part is it does the word itself. Even though it doesn't shorten in length, the word shorter is actually shorter than short. So it works on 2 levels. Mm-hmm. So when you need me, you throw me away. But when you're done with me, you bring me back. What am I?
Can you say it again so I can think about a real answer other than my joke?
When you need me, you throw me away. But when you're done with me, you bring me back.
The joke answer was like a significant other.
correct.
But I don't know. I'm like struggling to.
This is a good one.
Because when you need it, you throw it away.
Mm-hmm.
And when what was the second?
When you're done with me,
When you're done with me,
you bring me back.
you bring me back. I can't think of anything.
An anchor.
Oh fuck yeah! Because I mean I was hung up on the last part because it's like I couldn't think of anything that you bring back.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I got one more. This is another short one. So, I stay in the corner, but travel around the world. What am I?
A globe?
No.
Stay in the corner. I don't. This is interesting.
This is another one of those
You
that's
stay
like
in,
really
you
good.
stay in the corner, but you travel around the world.
Mm-hmm.
Are you somebody that's in the brig of a ship?
No.
That's creative answer.
Though that is a creative answer. I give you points for that.
I don't know.
A stamp. Postage stamp.
Oh, fuck. I should have known that.
Mm-hmm. See, it's one of those where it's like
No, but that
it makes
one,
a lot of sense.
That one
but...
was like super obvious, though.
Mm-hmm.
I just made it out to be a lot more difficult than it should be.
Oh yeah. Well, that's all I have as far as riddles go. I thought we had some good ones tonight.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And sorry, guys, I couldn't really find anything on the interwebs this week. And if I did, I maybe misremembered and thought they happened the week before, so I don't have any social media crazes.
Well, then I do want to bring it down a little bit, but rest in peace to Anthony Bourdain, because he passed away. When was it? A couple nights
Friday.
ago. Friday night.
Thursday. Friday night.
Friday night.
No, Thursday into Friday.
Okay.
We found out Friday morning.
Yeah. So he was definitely one of the more interesting like travel hosts for the TV shows, because he did a lot of just different stuff. And I was actually watching
he was much more than just like a food critic or whatever. He's a real down to earth guy.
Oh yeah,
really down to earth. I heard somebody talking about an experience that they had with him. They were at some kind of food event tasting like all kinds of different stuff, and he was waiting in line, and Anthony Bourdain was behind him. And Anthony Bourdain, just like I said, introduced himself and was talking to him, like, and they talked for the rest of the 5 to 10 minutes that they were waiting in line for the food. And when they left, he's like, "Oh well, have a nice day. Blah blah blah. I'll run into you later." And the guy described it. He's like, "Yeah, Anthony Bourdain treated it like he was supposed to meet me there.
Yeah,
and treated me, just like a person."
Yeah.
And then he said that when Anthony Bourdain had left that encounter, he went and go stand in a different food line and did the exact same thing.
So yeah, he definitely an interesting guy. From that story, definitely seems very down to earth, very caring individual. I was watching. It was on the Travel Channel. They had the No Limits,
No Reservations.
No Reservations. That's what it was. Yeah. They had that. Going on, and I was watching where he was in Cuba, and he went to a baseball game there in Cuba and looked at all the cars, and he said that when they were preparing to go to Cuba, I mean, you see all these documentaries and video, and they're talking about how there's all these like classic American cars.
Yeah.
And he said he personally did not believe it until he actually stepped foot into Cuba, and he was like, "Oh, they weren't lying. They literally are everywhere." But yeah, it's just a really interesting, and he always had, because he did bring in some history. He brought some history into what he was doing. Not a ton, but it was enough to be like, oh, that's interesting. You know, just kind of the little tidbit here and there. And then he did some really interesting stuff, you know, wherever he was at. So he definitely somebody that is going to be dearly missed, you know, whether it be in the household or on TV. So wanted to pass that along, our condolences and all that. But I do you have anything else you'd like to add?
Ready for this Shannonism that you're about to bring up?
Yes, sir. Oh man. So here is the voice of Cardinals baseball, Mike Shannon. We'll be in Milwaukee, but our hearts will be in Kentucky, and so will our money.
Makes sense. Kentucky bourbon, best in the world. So that one actually makes sense.
I'm sure if it was in the actual context, it may not have made that much sense, but it does out of context. So, but yeah,
there's a first for everything.
There always is a first. Well,
all right, guys. Well, that's it for us. So go ahead, get on with your week. Hopefully you laughed a little bit with us, and we will see you a week from today.
Yes, sir. See you guys next week.